Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Tuesday, February 25th, 2014. Well, yesterday, the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Survey was mixed. If you want to take a look at it, you can. And today we have the Case-Shiller Consumer Confidence coming out at 9 and 10 a.m. respectively. So not a whole heck of a lot happening today on that front. Let's see here. Let's go here to the main page. Some Bitcoin turmoil out there. I'm not exactly sure what that is or what that means, but there is some turmoil in the Bitcoin market. But overseas in Asia, we had a mixed day with pretty solid bearish indications and pretty solid bullish indications. So, it's really hard to read anything into that. And in Europe, it's mostly negative across the board at midday, approximately midday on the continent. Let's see, let's jump over and take a look at the U.S. futures. I was messing around here. Okay, we have the futures looking slightly negative this morning. Gold has lost $3.70 overnight, and oil lost almost $1 overnight. I see that if we were to take a quick look at a chart here, that we had actually this high for this day was 103.45, which is pretty high. But here's a good sign here, is that we have a point of resistance up here that looks pretty well defined, if you were to ask me. But, a lot of times it's just hopeful thinking, and the charts really don't run the market. It's the people with the money that run the markets. And the more I learn, the more I realize that you just have to follow what the money is doing, because it has nothing to do with fundamentals. All right, let's take a look at the account. This IWM calendar is still hanging out there. The Fedex calendar is still hanging out there. Gold, that's a covered call. That's in April for 134. We have plenty of time for that to cook. And these other accounts, really, there's nothing going on of interest to us here in the spread trading world. Option spread trading world, I should say. Okay, so I need to clear off this list sometime soon, but we'll jump over to the A+ list and try to keep this one a little bit shorter today. Oh, you know what I wanted to do first, though, was to take a look at our prospects for yesterday, since I was not able to get in on any of these, and I hope 3 out of the 4 actually look like they might have worked out for entry. So I'm not sure if anybody got in on these or not, but here's what I'm going to do. I am going to change this over to a time, and we'll say, let's say we got in on this today, that day, and we'll keep track of them, sort of like paper trading. LinkedIn didn't give us our signal for a bear call. It had a violation here, so we're no longer interested in this one at all, so we can delete that one off of this list. Let's take a look at Netflix. Netflix gave us our confirmation here on the MACD, so let's say we would have gotten in on this day here, and we'll just watch what happens with these if they work out. And for Visa, we also got a entry signal, so we got our confirmation down here on the MACD, so we'll put one of those nifty little lines in on that one as well. Okay, now we can jump over to the A plus list. We'll start with Apple. Apple may be there may be a buying opportunity here. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a guy by the name of Phil. I can't remember. Grand, I think is his last name. It's spelled Grandy, but it's Phil's Gang on. I listen to him on the radio down here in Florida. He's not on any station that I know of up in Columbus, but he's a pretty interesting guy. And it's called philsgang.com, and you may want to check it out if you're an investor, not so much of a trader like us, I don't think. I don't know enough about him at this time yet to be able to make that determination, but a pretty interesting man. But anyway, he's talking about Apple possibly being a buying opportunity here. Although I just don't know. I don't really like to do this long-term stock holdings kind of stuff. But anyway, Apple, from CSSv2 perspective, we're still waiting for it to climb up here and give us an entry on the bearish side here, because we are in a downtrend. But it's not there yet. Amazon, not there, waiting for it to come up here. Boeing, nothing going on. Really can't determine what to do with that one. Baidu, looks like we might be moving back into another downtrend, but we have earnings coming up, so I'll take a pass on that one. Celgene, not quite sure what that one's doing. It keeps changing colors on us. Could say it's changing sides on us. Keeps changing uniforms. Whatever. Chipotle, we already kind of looked at that one. Costco, retailers taking a pretty big hit after a dismal Christmas season, but we're looking for this one to come up here and kiss the 80. So that one needs some time. More time simmering. Same thing here with, let me get my target here. Same thing here with CVX. We're waiting for it to come down to the 20 to start us on a new cycle for an entry. Enron. Okay, so we have here a solid red down. We're in an uptrend. We have a double hook up here. We have earnings that happened yesterday before the market opened. Must not have been very exciting, that's all I got to say. But in some ways that's a good thing. They were estimated at $1.96, and they came in at $2.04 above. I'm still going to stay away from that one. Fedex, we got rules, right? Fedex in a downtrend, we have certainly what looks like a setup. That, my friends, is pretty close to a good setup. How come my line here is so squished down? I'd rather have that. This one here a little bit more compressed and have the stochastic, more emphasis on the stochastic. Okay, yes, we have a setup. It didn't quite get down here. We are at 28.26 with this hook here. just thinking. We have a couple of waves here. Although there's some violations in these waves, at least it's not exactly the first one. Yeah, this is a setup. Alright, moving right along here. Back to this Fedex for a second here. It's not exactly perfect, okay? But if we get a really, a pretty solid negative day here, that would be, could be good enough for me. And I may even be able to trade it because I'm not going to be gone all day. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, GLD for gold. No trades there, no setups, no nothing. Google, we were hoping it would come down here. It never did. So we're gonna take that out because it's kind of a distraction. So for gold, we had a violation here. Now it's got to come back up here again and then come down. We were hoping that maybe, last week that it would have continued down here. This is by no means far enough. And it's only 2 days. It's actually 3 days. But it just did not come down here far enough. IWM, iShares Russell 2000. Okay, nothing there. Waiting for that one to give us a setup. LinkedIn, yeah, this one failed. So we'll take a pass on that one. MasterCard, can't determine what's going on here. 3M, looks like we're back into possibly a new uptrend. Still waiting for that setup to develop. Netflix, we did get our setup here, so we're paper trading that one. Priceline, we got a nice, let's see what happened here. Yeah, this was a nice entry here, but it's too soon after earnings. I remember saying something about that. It's just too soon. I'd like to get another full cycle out of it. And the actual cash Russell index, waiting for it to come down here, but I'm afraid that if we move down here that our trend is going to change colors. There's always the risk of that. SPX, nothing going there. And Tesla, something about Tesla and a giga mega battery factory or something. I don't know. They had a very fine day yesterday, and I guess they're real. Well, somebody's throwing money after them. But we're waiting for a setup on Tesla to get us in, and then Visa, we're paper trading that one. And that's pretty much it for today, because Visa is the last, but it's not the least. And it was kind of short today, so that's good. We like short days. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.